Greetings and salutations, I'm Kev. Welcome back to this Let's Play of EU4 as the Golden Horde. And it's been a while since I recorded, so I do not quite recall what the hell we were planning. I know I was planning something. I don't know what anymore. Anyways, I do think we were about to try to beat up on Bamanis again through proxies. Because we did finish coring here, didn't we? Can I see when I finished coring, by the way? I think I can in the province history. There we go. 1467. Huh. What were we doing last time? I don't remember. Must have been doing something. Anyways, we are still busting down rebels. Right! We were in the middle of the court and country disaster, weren't we? That's what was going on. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I might want to finish that one before we do anything else then. That's fine. Okay. When did we start this thing? And more importantly, how do we end it? If your rebel province is controlled by 1, yeah, that's fine. Stability, at least 2, that's... okay, we're at +3, so that shouldn't be a problem. Disaster has to be active for 10 years. Yeah, that's fine, but what... how do I know if we... how do I know when I started it? That you won't tell me, huh? Ah, well, I guess we'll just be patient then. My tech. Was I saving up for something? I mean, we weren't actually gonna go conquer anything until we had the court and country disaster thing sorted out, I think. Or was it an ID group? No, that's... we have fleshed out everything, right? Yes, we have fleshed out everything. So that it is. We have a conquer mission on, I believe, Lithuania. Yeah, there we go. Other than that, we were just, well, basically building up our economy, weren't we? Yeah, there we go. We enacted all these things. Oh, this is when we started the disaster, wasn't it? Because we triggered, we started all these things to quell revolt risk. So we're not done until another 5 or so years. Okay, fine. That's okay. We still have tons of stuff to convert. We need to build up our economy so that we can prepare for our inevitable betrayal of the Ottomans. And that's going to be kind of difficult. I just noticed that Ming has gotten a friend. And that's problematic. I don't know if I can declare war on a tributary without triggering their alliance, the Overlord's alliances. I think that's how it works, right? I honestly don't recall. And also, of course, the Ottomans have gone quantity, full quantity, so they have a force limit of, what, 400 now? Well, effectively, basically. They do have an insane amount of mercs, which is good for us. We want them to have tons of mercs, because that's going to be really expensive for them. They are also kind of locked in, because they can't declare war southward. They're guaranteed the Ethiopia. They're guaranteed Poland. And I don't know what their aspirations are for Europe. They don't care at all about Ragusa. Not at all. They might go after Venice, they might go after Austria, and that's it. And that at least will bleed them a little bit. Just a little bit, not much. In the realm of trade companies, have you established all of those? No, because we were still converting land. Right, we just conquered a whole bunch. So there's that to deal with. Didn't I finish down here? Down here I finished. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'll leave propagation for some other game, I think. Anyways, the only rival we can pick is the Ottomans, so... no, that's no point in trying to do that. And there aren't really any other states that we can try to vassalize. So that's that. I assume I want to send him to the Indus. Let's see. Yeah, basically I think we will just have to sit down and build our economy for a little bit. Which is okay. There are tons of things we can build. Oh, and if it sounds like things are going on in the background here, it's because it's a very windy day today. So I'm hoping the roof stays on, basically. Let's see, what's this again? That's the improvement amount. Improvement value. Yeah, so this is the one we should sort by, isn't it? Always? Value they provide relative to their cost. Because I assume Tabriz already has one, right? You already have a church. Or a mosque, yes. Okay. Still just trying to figure out how the hell this actually works. Workshops that require counting houses take 24. We don't have that yet. Still a handful of those we can build. Tons of manufactories we can build. Nogay. That's not really the province I would expect where a manufacturer would be good, but I suppose. Okay, what's actually return on investment for manufactories? What is it? 400 ducats, right? Let's see here. See if I can finally understand the economics of this game. Would be fun. Would be fun to finally understand something. Anyways, local goods produce +1. Currently it produces 0.46, so it would like triple the production. That would be so that should also roughly triple the production of the production value. Yeah, that would be 0.44. And then I have to add that to the trade value. Because the trade value will increase by triple as well. All the goods produced. How is that actually computed? Multiplying the amount of goods with their value. Okay, so instead of 330 it would be, or instead of 1.51, it would be 330 times 1.4 something instead. So we'll have a trade value of closer to 5. So that's 3.5 ducats more in trade value, essentially. Generated here, which would forward up this ways. And where we would get about 2/3 of it. So that's about a... Let's see, 1.51, that's 3.5 ducats. We'll get 2/3 of it, so... About 2 more ducats to our inner pocket from trade, and about half a ducat from the actual production value in total from building a manufactory there. So about 2.5 ducats a month. So that's, let's see, mathematics, I hate mathematics. 2.5 times 12. That's 30. Isn't it? Oh, I'm slow in mathematics, I'm sorry. So 30 ducats a year. So that's 300 ducats in 10 years. It'll pay for itself in just, well, pretty fast actually. Just like 15 years or so, it'll have paid for itself. That's pretty good. If I did the math right. So, when I click here to try to sort by this, it doesn't sort the numbers, right? 20 to 10 to 17. So, I don't know if this is supposed to... There we go, if I sort there and then this. Still doesn't sort it the way you expect it. Anyway, let's go and look at Zozak. I know I'm not really playing the game right now, but I just need to figure this out. I want to know where the best investments are. Because I need to know these kind of things if I'm going to play well, right? So same thing here. It's another manufactory. It's another salt province. +1 in goods produced total. Goods produced local right now is 0.23, so it's going to be about... Let's see, that's going to be 0.46, 0.69. So, okay, 0.69 goods produced. So we're going to be making about 0.3 ducats instead of 0.10. The trade value will go from... Well, that won't be nearly as high, will it? Because it won't really multiply above 1, right? So... It's going to be 3.3 multiplied by 0.7 about. I mean, it's still going to be good. It's going to be closer to around 2 something. So, I don't know. Gonna get 0.2 ducats from the province itself. We're gonna a month. We're gonna get. Let's be incredibly generous and say we're gonna get 2 ducats in trade value. So that's 2.2 ducats a month extra from building here. So that would pay for itself. Let's see, 10, 20. Will take around 20 years for it to repay itself. But it would. Compared to, say, for example, building a great mosque here. Let's pretend we did that instead. That's 240 ducats investment for a 60% tax hike. Which isn't that much. Right? I'm really starting to get the feel for what manufacturing will actually do here. Local production efficiency. Isn't that only multiplied up here? Production efficiency isn't for production value. It doesn't increase the trade value anyway, does it? No, never mind. It is actually implied in the goods produced. Oh boy. Sheesh, it sounds like the roof is coming off here. Ugh. And if it does, I'll have to end recording, obviously, but... it's very windy and it's creaking all over the house. I don't know if it's picked up by the mic, but... anyways. Workshops, yeah, right. That's an 80 ducat investment, right? I probably should look at that in a better province. I want to see the best provinces for manufacturers right now, according to the game. Sort by that first, and then over this value. Smolensk. Okay, let's go to Smolensk. And let's have a look at mathematics. Smolensk, where are you? You should be somewhere around here. There we go. Okay. You're claiming to be a good investment, so let's have a look. Goods produced is going to be relevant in 2 values then. It's going to be relevant here, in the pure production income. That's another 50%. Okay. It's additive, I believe. Local production efficiency, so that's going to be 60, 30, 10, 120, 170 in total. That's going to be 0.2 times 170. So its direct value there won't increase that much. I mean, it caps at 0.4, right? Because that's the total production value. But then we add a manufactory as well, right? Goods produced. Doesn't that increase this one somehow? I feel stupid now. Let's see, production. Oh, it doesn't add... Wait, I'm looking at this wrong, aren't I? No, that has the basis in the trade value. 0.2 in the trade... What the hell? That can't be right. Here it says trade value is 0.2. Down here it says the trade value is 2. And a fair bit more, actually. Okay, goods produced. Oh, this is gonna drive me nuts if I don't figure this out. Ah. Trade value 0.20. Did I misunderstand the numbers when I looked at Nagai? Trade value 0.12. Base point. Okay, that's determined from this one then. Oh, okay, so... Oh, good Lord in heaven. So this value affects the goods produced value, which has nothing to do with the production value. Because this is based on the trade value, which isn't this number apparently, at all. Unless this is the annual trade value. Is it? 1.51 divided by 12. No, that can't possibly be it. Or can it? No, then it wouldn't be 0.12, it would be closer to 1.5. Wouldn't it? 1.51 divided by 12. Ah. 12 by 12 would be 144, so it can't be that. And 13 by 12 would be closer to 1.51. Oh, yeah. If that had 0.13, that could have made sense. I suppose that is what the annual value of trade. Ugh. I'll have to go look up that in the wiki someday to really try to understand how the hell the economics works here in detail, because these numbers don't quite add up. When it says up here trade value 0.12, and it has another called trade value down here, but they're nowhere near the same value. Let's see if we can find another province. Trade value 1.8. It must be that then. Okay, so this is the value annually, and this is the annual value monthly. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. 21.63 divided by 12. that should end up somewhere around 1.8, shouldn't it? 1.8 times 12. If it was 2, it would be 24. So let's see, 0.2 ducats times 12. Probably easy to math out. That's 2.4 ducats. So that's 24 minus 2.4 ducats is 21.6. Yeah, that adds up. So this is probably the annual value. Okay. Then I have to recompute the value that I had earlier on the manufacturers. But this is not a monthly value, but an annual value. And how the hell does that compute in trade? I mean, seriously, can I even see... So which numbers are added up here? Because this one, I believe, is monthly. Because we're collecting every month, right? So it has to be monthly here. So that is the sum total of all the trade values here in this whole region per month. So it takes these values, right, a trade value, and divides those by 12 for the purposes of economics up there. Right? Oh, good lord. Okay, that increases local goods produced, right? Which is the one value down there. Base 3.8, because that's what you get from this one, I think. Each level. Yeah, that's fine. Local goods produced plus 20. Which is not trade value. It's this baseline, right? I'm sorry, I just need to figure... I want to figure this out someday. Anyways, if... my initial mathematics for no guy there then. Adding this increases local goods produced by 1. Which is fine, this one. That's the value down there. That's going to be 1.46, which means the trade value is going to go up to 5. So we're not going to be collecting another 3.5 ducats a month. We're going to collect a 12th of that a month. So it's not going to pay itself for itself nearly as fast as I thought. Trade value isn't going to be bumped that much. Much ado about mathematics. Ugh. I try not to think too much about the economics in EU4. I am a simple guy, so I try not to think too much about the mathematics here, but some days I just want to try to understand where it is worthwhile to invest. And of course the tooltip, the macroeconomics thingy-bobs, is supposed to help you with that, right? But if I don't understand how it computes this, then I'm not sure it actually helps me. Because I don't think this represents the trade value gain. Does it? It says 0.44 ducats here, right? For Nogai. Which is true. Because that's the production value, which you're going to get every month. But it doesn't say anything about the trade value increase you're going to get. And that's what I want to try to figure out here. Because it sort of lies. So, while this is the pure investment, you're definitely going to get this investment in return. But you're also going to get the return on investment through trade. And that isn't listed here in any way. Because the game, it's probably too complicated for this tool to give you that value. Because it has to compute where the local trade and how all the trade flows and where you collect along the whole area in order to determine whether or not you're actually going to be making any money from that trade. And that's kind kind of tricky to compute, I suppose. Oh, not build. But let's try this again then. So, again, we're going to increase goods produced by 1. So this value is going to be up to closer to 5. Locally, we're going to make 0.44 ducats extra, which is fine, a month. And I'm going to add a trade value of 3.5 ducats a year, which will flow up here to Novgorod, where we'll shave off about, say, 2.5 ducats into our coffers there a year. So that's 0.2 ducats a year. Not 2 ducats a year. Yeah. You know what I meant. Not 2 ducats a month, but 0.2 ducats a month. So in total increase, is going to be 0.64 ducats a month. Which will be... Oh boy. 6.4 to... say... Oh, let's make it easy for myself. 7.5 ducats a year. Let's pretend that's going to be the increase. And that's the problem, isn't it? So the total gain by building this thing here is 7.5 ducats a year. Which means it's gonna need quite a lot of time to pay for itself. 100 years, that's 75 ducats. It's gonna need like 400... That can't be right. Because then it would never pay for itself. Ever. Oh no, my math is completely wrong again. Yeah, 0.64 ducats. Let's see, 0.44 ducats a month in production value. If I go only by the production value, how long would it take? That's a month, so that's going to be It's going to be 4 something ducats a year. So in 100 years, it'll have paid itself off there by just by the production increase. Then you add the trade value, which is about half that. So let's say that it can pay for itself in 70 years. Something around there. I think that's a more reasonable value. Oh, good lord. Yeah, again, I'm sorry. I just had to try to math this out. A 70-year return on investment, roughly. Let's pretend that's what it's going to be. What about building a workshop here? If we just increase the efficiency up here, because that efficiency is... No, it is down there too. Okay, so goods produced... No, wait, local production efficiency. That's not goods produced efficiency. Is it? Let's go back to Muscowy. Let's see, goods produced efficiency, that's fine. It does not add local goods produced efficiency. That is only applied up here. Isn't it? Workshop plus 50%, yes. So that's not listed here. Okay, so workshops will only modify this number. Got it. That's fine. So workshops do not modify... Oh. I did not know that, actually. Did not realize that. But it's true, isn't it? Goods produced by... because you have manufactories. Oh, that's the institution. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, the workshop does not add anything to the goods produced value there for trade purposes. It only adds value. No, that can't be right either. Trade value. Let's see. It's gonna drive me bonkers, this. Okay, local goods produced 4.8. But that's this value down here. Yeah. So the workshops only add to the value up here. The workshops only add the production value, the income there. Okay. It does not increase your actual trade value production. Only manufacturers will do that. Well, live and learn, I guess. Okay, so now, finally, it only took me this many years to figure out how the hell this actually works. Ugh. Yeah, okay, so these will only modify this value, not your actual production value for trade. You're not actually producing more goods to sell. You're producing a higher value locally. Ah. It's never felt like that though, because it always feels like the trade value increases gradually in the game, but that happens because the price changes. The price changing events. And of course, because you colonize more land and there's going to be more goods produced that way. And eventually because people build manufactories and increase the amount of goods produced. Alright. Yeah, this is modified only by events, right? So it doesn't fluctuate based on something else. I damn well hope. Anyways, that gives me some ideas anyways. That basically means that this is only worthwhile in provinces that have a very high production value, innate production value, as in the diplomacy point thing. That's the only those are the only provinces where this building is actually worth it. And this number is never going to lie, because that's the exact number you're going to get. But for manufacturing, it's gonna be different, because that's where the thing is actually added to your trade value as well. And then you have the Great Mosques, which is also pretty straightforward. It's only base tax directly applied to the area where you build it. So again, it's a return on investment. And that's what this number here indicates, because at the cost and the increase, this divided by this, right? In monthly increase. Or in, yeah, you get what I mean, in pure value, I think. Oh boy. I better stop now. I think I better stop the episode right there before, and we're actually going to start playing next time. I'm sorry about this, but I really need to try to figure out how the hell the economics work in this game. But that tells me one thing, and one thing especially right now. It tells me that I should probably invest in manufactories more so than in great mosques or workshops. Because at least to a point where we get closer to these values, that's going to be worth a hell of a lot more. Right? Because if we build a great mosque in Tabriz, let's just have a look at that for a second. And that would increase the tax value by... yeah, I can upgrade it. What the hell? Anyways. That's a 20% increase in local taxes. It's going to go from 40 to 60%. Isn't this the value from Temple? There we go, yeah. And the base value is 0.58. Annual 7. So it's going to add another 20% to the whatever value we currently have. That's 9 point something. And that is computed to be about 1 ducat, which is correct. So that's a ducat a year. 0.11 ducats a month. Okay, so that's going to be 1.3 ducats a year. So it's going to pay for its... Not going to pay for itself in more than... It'll take over 100 years before this is paid for itself. Basically. It will, but it'll take over 100 years. Unless I increase the base tax value. In which case it'll increase faster. So, yeah. So that tells me that these buildings, just build them in provinces that have the values very high. Either the admin value or the production value, which makes perfect sense, and I suppose the same thing is true for the barracks. And then we do the manufactories in a bit different manner. What about the state maintenance ones? I mean, they're cheaper to build. What do I pay in state maintenance from Kiev? 0.8, but that's because you have a policy active, so this will be reduced by 25%. It says state maintenance, but do I have to build courthouses in all the provinces of that state in order for that bonus to apply? I assume that's the case. I thought we tested that out somewhere else at some point. Because, yeah, each province, it lists them there. Kiev itself has 0.52. So it's going to reduce that value only by 25%. The 0.52 value. Got it. Okay. Okay, I need to take a break there. But I do think that means I'm going to invest in manufactories for a long while, I think. But since we control most of the trade value from all these areas, that's going to be more beneficial for us. The local production value is nice, but ultimately it's going to be the trade value that really ices the cake, I guess. Regardless, time for a break. Thank you for watching.